I will. Okay, so welcome everybody. Today, so first of all, my name is Maya Schonbach. I'm a clinical psychologist and I work at Helping Minds, both at Skinpick and Trickstop. And today we're going to talk about Skinpick, our program that helps with skin picking disorder. And I'll explain how the program works. The webinar, this presentation will take probably about 20-ish minutes. And I really encourage you guys to ask any questions that you have, type them in the chat as we go along, and then we'll do a whole Q&A session at the end where I'll go through all the questions. So really, as soon as you think of something, even if you have something now, write it in the chat, and we'll go through them all together at the end. And also there's going to be a promo code at the end of the webinar. So I really encourage you to stick around for that. That'll give you a discount on our subscription to the program. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. Okay, so this, let's first start talking about our program structure. So Skinpick, it's an online therapy platform that's fully customized, and it provides you with a one-on-one expert therapist. So what your therapist does is they guide you through different therapeutic techniques, and they really support you every step of the way throughout the program. And the goal is to really help you alleviate your symptoms of skin picking and to make long-lasting, meaningful change. So how they do this is, first of all, you'll start to learn about what is the disorder. You'll learn about how to identify triggers, your own personal triggers. And then you'll get a lot of different, we call this evidence-based techniques, and you'll get special techniques that will help you really work on your symptoms. So this expert therapist, they're the ones that build your program. These expert therapists, we'll talk about this in a bit, but they are really experts they have experience, they have the knowledge in treating skin picking. And this is really important because basically what happens is we provide this program, this online program, text-based, and then the therapist guides you along through it and really tailors the program to your own individual needs. They're the ones that get to know you. So throughout the program, they will assign you various sessions for you to read, answer questions. We'll go through the session structures next. And you'll go through the core sessions at your own pace. And then through regularly communicating with your therapist, they might assign you additional sessions according to your individual needs, your individual interests. We'll talk about these additional sessions soon also. But really, I can't emphasize this enough. Regularly communicating with your therapist, that is one of the keys that we see, keys to success. People that communicate, that send more messages to their therapist, they see more benefits from this program. And really, it's because the therapist gets to know you through these individual sessions, these individual conversations, and then they can tailor the program to your specific needs. Otherwise, you're doing something that's more generic and like based on science, it's based on evidence-based research, but the therapist is the one that knows you individually and tailors it specifically to you. And then I want to talk about our two different programs. So we have a personal program that's for people that are aged 15 and older, and then we have a separate parent program that we recommend for those that are 14 and younger, for the parents to enroll in this program. And essentially, this parent program has age-appropriate modifications for parents to use with their children. It gives you all different suggestions on how to communicate with the child who's struggling with skin picking, and basically modifications to the techniques that we use in the personal program, but we modify it, and there are some additional specific techniques that are used with children. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Okay, so, and also I'm just going to make sure you guys are seeing the screen. Okay, great. So in terms of our sessions, so like I said, your therapist is going to be assigning you online sessions for you to go through. So how do they look like? What do they look like? First of all, they're going to, you're going to learn. the base of all of this is to learn fundamental concepts about the skin picking disorder. You're going to learn how to become aware of your symptoms, aware of your triggers, and to learn in depth about the disorder itself. Knowledge is power. And then throughout the sessions, you'll have different techniques. You'll be introduced to different techniques. So for example, breathing techniques or self-monitoring, that's something that's very big at the beginning of the program. And also I want to mention that these techniques are often used using our specialized tools that are also online and used through the program. And then at the end, and so throughout the session, you'll have these, you'll learn different techniques, and then you'll practice them through different exercises within the session. And then at the end of the session, your therapist will provide you, at the end of the session, you'll have assignments. And basically what happens is where you practice the techniques that you learned in the session, and then your therapist, they monitor the assignments and the exercises that you do, and they communicate with you through them. And so they can fine tune your practice as it's happening, which is so critical. So if you're self-monitoring, or maybe, for example, they see that you're only monitoring once a day, and then they'll say, hey, like, they'll check in and they'll say, hey, are you not able to monitor throughout the day? Is it overwhelming? Or they'll start a dialogue with you about it and try to help you find ways to modify the specific techniques in order to work for you, because it's for you. And really, it's to make long-lasting change. So that's really the point of all of this. It's not just a one and done, learn this now. It's really, we want you to be able to go forward and have some long-lasting internal change. And then also within the sessions is reflection and discussion. So throughout the sessions, you're going to have different questions to answer to reflect on the material that you learn. So there's the learning part, and you'll have some reflection and questions to write in. And then these kind of form like a jump off point for a discussion with your therapist. And really, like I said, I can't emphasize this enough. The more you communicate with your therapist, the more effects you'll see. So the more your therapist will review your answers, and then you'll be able to engage in a dialogue with them. And I do want to highlight something, is that really this program is very comprehensive. So in order to maximize its effectiveness, we really suggest that you devote time every single day to working on it, because what we see from our clients is that the more effort that you invest in it, the more results you're going to see. So that really is something that I want to say. That being said, it is comprehensive. Like, it does take time, effort, investment, energy. It's a commitment, and it's a commitment to your health, to your mental health, to your physical health. It's a big step, but it's an important one. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's talk now about our therapists. So like I said, our therapists are experts in dealing with skin picking disorder. They not only the expert knowledge, but they also have the prior experience in dealing with this. So something that's important to say is that, like I said, the communication is done all in writing with your therapist. So it's all done in writing, online communication through our platform. And you can communicate with your therapist, like I said, the more you can get, the better. You can communicate with your therapist as much as you want. You can write to them all day, every day if you want to. I'm joking, but you can write to them every day. Some clients do that, and it's wonderful. And then typically the therapist will respond to you within 24 hours on weekdays, weekends excluded. You'll get a response on Monday morning typically. And really it's done by text communication. So some people in this webinar get a little hesitant. They say, wait, text-based, what about in person? Like, therapy in my head is, I want to talk to the person. There are some advantages to text-based communication. So first of all, it's effective in the sense that You have it there written. You don't need to worry about, oh my gosh, I need to remember that she said this and this to me, and this was such a strong insight that I had. Oh, what was it? Later on, you'll have it. You can always go back to the conversation. And something that clients have done that I think is really wonderful is that they've taken screenshots of important conversations that they've had with their therapist, and then either they set it as their background of their phone or their computer, or that you can print it out and put it like on your refrigerator or hang it up somewhere, and use these as reminders in order to do the practice, or in order to, if they're just insights, maybe if you need reminders not to pick in a certain area of your home. So that's important. And again, like I said, your therapist is the one that they are customizing the program to suit your needs. And that happens through your individual conversations with them. They get to know you, they learn your needs. Everybody's skin picking disorder looks different. So they'll customize the program according to what you specifically need. And again, therapists are humans too. We all have different backgrounds, different trainings. So we all have a different approach to things. Some have more trauma focused, some have more body focused approaches. Everybody has something, some additional training background. So also you can ask about a specific area, or something that you're more interested in going deeper in. Ask them about it, and they will gladly. Our therapists are very, very flexible. They're here for you. So again, that's a way you can further customize the program. Okay, now let's talk about evidence-based techniques. So I said this word before. Maybe people are going, what does this mean? Basically, evidence-based techniques means that they're techniques that are based in sound academic research. And really, these are the techniques that have been proven to be the most effective for treating skin picking disorder. This is very important. We're not going to go down some loophole of 10 years in therapy, talk about your childhood, not related to skin picking disorder. You can if you want to, but we're here to work practical techniques, really very based in science. And so let's talk about the two main ones. The first one is habit reversal training, or HRT, if you've ever heard of this. And then acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT. And I'll talk a little bit about each of these main techniques shortly. But again, if you have, this is a short presentation, so if you have any more questions about it, or you want to learn more about these techniques, we actually have dedicated webinars on our YouTube pages and websites. So you can look up Skinpick HRT, Skinpick ACT on YouTube, or look on our skinpick.com website, and you can look up there our past webinars. So let's talk a little bit about them now. So first, the first main technique is habit reversal training, or HRT. So this was the first evidence-based treatment that was designed specifically for skin picking disorder and other body repetitive behavior, body focused repetitive behaviors, which is BFRBs. That's kind of the umbrella term for different disorders. So this is essentially what it is. It addresses a wide variety of different behaviors. So it not only skin picking, but also hair pulling disorder, tics, cheek biting, thumb sucking, nail biting, things that are repetitive and focused on the body. So we call those BFRBs. The main one, one of the most prevalent ones is skin picking disorder. And so basically, the key elements of HRT, or of habit reversal training, is first you build awareness of your picking through, I mentioned self-monitoring earlier. That's a huge element of habit reversal training. And then through that, you identify different triggers for that lead to an urge to pick, or lead to the actual picking behavior itself. And then you find healthy replacement habits. And okay, it sounds simple, but it's a process. process in which your therapist follows you and supports you through this. And then studies really do show that the HRT, the habit reversal training, really do help in reducing the behavior itself. But this is only the start of your journey, because then we also include acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT. So this is the other main evidence-based technique that we use in our program. And so ACT is today one of the most popular forms of third wave CBT, or third wave cognitive behavioral therapy. And really it helps millions of people all over the world incorporate acceptance and live their lives according to their values. Those are a lot of core concepts of ACT, and incorporate mindfulness into their lives too. That's a big one here. And so a way that I kind of like to think about it is when you work on HRT, the habit reversal training, you work on the behavior itself. You work more on the behavioral end. And here, often a way to understand skin picking disorder is that it's a coping mechanism, not a healthy one, but it's a way to cope with difficult and uncomfortable emotions that we all feel. And so with acceptance and commitment therapy, here you'll work with your therapist on finding healthier coping mechanisms in order to deal with the uncomfortable feelings that you have that often lead to picking. And again, I just want to say, you can learn years about this, about ACT and about HRT. So we have dedicated webinars about those on our website and on our YouTube pages, so check those out. Okay, so additional resources. So really, in order to give you, I said this at the beginning, but to give you kind of a diverse toolbox of techniques to help deal with your symptoms, your therapist might give you additional sessions to really deepen your understanding of skin picking, and to maybe explore more advanced techniques if they think that this is relevant to you. So you can learn additional techniques for meditation, you can work on boundary setting, you can work on emotion regulation. Like, these are all things that are not part of our core sessions, but really your therapist might assign them to you. This is how we tailor the program. And something that I really do want to emphasize is that we have amazing support groups, and we have these skilled therapists that facilitate them. And they happen, first of all, multiple times throughout the month, so that people from all over the world can join. And this is included in the main our program. It's included. So it's a great resource. You can support each other, share your experiences, offer encouragement. This is all guided by an expert therapist. So I really strongly recommend that anybody that signs up for this program not only does it one-on-one, not only does their program by themselves, supported by the therapist, but also joins a support group. This really is a great resource. Okay, so I'm sure you're wondering, will this work? So I'm happy to say that within 3 weeks, 80% of our clients really do experience symptom reduction of their skin picking. So that's drastic. Within 3 months, clients have experienced a 46% reduction in symptom intensity. And then after completing the main modules of the program, 91% of the clients have recommended it to other users. So really, this is very, very promising statistics. And oh, this is important for me to say that this is based off of the clients who have completed the program, not those that have started and dropped out. So, but these are very, very promising statistics. Okay, so let's talk about payment. So Skinpick, it's a subscription-based program, and it costs $260 every 4 weeks you pay. And it's important for me to say that the subscription, it renews until you cancel it. So if you want to leave, talk to your therapist, cancel it, otherwise you're going to continue to be billed. And you might be thinking, Maya, wait, this is expensive, it's online. But if you compare this to traditional therapy costs on average $600 a month. And here we're talking about $260 a month. So it is a very, very significant saving. And I'll show this again at the end, but we have a $100 discount for the first month. And you can use the promo code PROWEB100. I'll show this again shortly at the end. Okay, so last thing that I want to talk about before we'll do the Q&A is our free resources. So this is for people that haven't signed up, that haven't subscribed for our program. I mean, they're available for everyone. If you also subscribe, more than welcome, but it's for everyone. So first of all, I want to say we have monthly webinars, not just these promotional, but content webinars. So our clinical lead, Sophia, will be giving one this month. I'll be giving one next month. We have different topics every month. They're a great resource to learn more about the disorder. We also have community-based webinars, so those are also great ways to learn. We have FAQ webinars. Really, we have a lot of webinars. We also have online forums and blogs. You can access through our website, skinpick.com. We also have great social media, and this is just a wonderful place for community, wonderful place for resources that you can learn on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So you can follow us at skinpick.com. And yeah, so let me know if you have any questions about this. And really, I just wanted to, first of all, say thank you for joining me today. Here again is the discount, the $100 discount for your first month. You can use the promo code PROWEB100. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat now. I'll go through them all. I see we already have a question. And if you think of anything later, take a screenshot or you can write this down. This is my personal email address. Or you can contact our customer support and somebody will get back to you right away. So let's get started with some questions. Okay, so the first question is, are the therapists skin pickers themselves? It's a great question. I'm not sure if they are. I know some of them aren't, but I wonder if some of them are. That's a very good question. I'm not sure if some of them are, but they are experts in treating the disorders. So I know this is actually a very common question in psychology in general, like how much can a therapist understand me or get me if they don't know what exactly, they don't have the symptoms that I'm going through. But if you say that, like if we think about this in somebody with, say, schizophrenia or psychosis, for sure, maybe a therapist hasn't gone through that, but we can still treat, right? It's coming from a different place. It's coming from a place maybe of empathy, of compassion, of knowledge, and making it accessible. So I think that's my maybe roundabout answer. Okay, good question. So the next question is the program covered by insurance? So it really depends on your provider. Some clients have been able to, some clients, it's very, very individual. Our bottom line, like my go-to answer is to say no, that it's self-paid because it's the nature of the treatment is text-based. So typically the answer is no, but you can check with your provider, but you should say that it is a text-based treatment. How long does the promo code last? I don't see it. It's valid for your first month subscription, but it's not going to expire. Like if you're thinking of signing up, if you're thinking of waiting for a few months, you'll be fine. It's not going to expire. And if it does, you have an issue with it, email me or email the customer support. You guys have great questions. Are there more? The next question, is there an option to pay in smaller installments? So smaller installments in the $260 every 4 weeks. We do provide downgrades to our program. So we have the main program is $260 every 4 weeks, in which you get communication with your therapist by messaging as frequently as you want. We do have a $120 every 4 week option. That includes also all of the access to the support groups and the webinars and the tools and everything. And that is, you can also message your therapist as often as you like, but they will only respond to you once a week. So it's less money, but also less access to your therapist. So, and again, like I said, therapist communication really is the key. But that is an option. And then there's another option also, but it's without therapist access at all. And it's $60 every 4 weeks, but we recommend that typically for people that have completed the program already, and then they just want to have their messages with the therapist and all of their exercises and assignments saved within the platform, so that they can look at it and continue to practice with the tools, but they don't feel like they need the therapist support anymore. So that's really what that's aimed for. But that is also another option that's there. Any more questions? We have some more time. Anybody has anything else? And also, if you feel like you have any clinical questions or anything, also feel free to email me. If you don't feel like you don't want to be answered in this forum, you can email me. You can email our support also. If you have any more personal questions that you don't feel like you want to ask in this more open forum. Okay, so if there's no more questions, I'm going to stop the recording. All right, and I'll end the session. All right, thank you, everybody. Have a good day.